Hello, dear students. In today's live streaming, I am going to take up yet another very important topic. And this time, the topic is equations reducible to quadratic form. Very important and a very unavoidable question for CBSE board exams of class 10th. So today's live stream will consist of six important questions which are to be solved, and the method is to be learnt by heart by all the students. As I am waiting for my students to join in, it's great to see the students joining in. As I just tell you, what are the equations reducible to quadratic form? Now see, those who have been following the live streams, they now know that any equation in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 is known as a quadratic equation. And here a cannot be equal to 0 because the degree should be 2. So this is a standard form of a quadratic equation. But sometimes it happens that the equation is not given in this exact form. So in that case, you have to reduce it in this form and then solve it using any of the three methods which we have already discussed on the live stream. So let me tell you one example of such a equation which can be reduced to quadratic form. Suppose we have a question x minus 1 upon x equal to 3. Now see, this equation does not look like a quadratic equation, and if we try to see it and compare it with the equation written here, this is the standard form of quadratic equation, then these two equations do not look alike. So this does not seem to be a quadratic equation. But with small operations which you have learnt in junior classes, if you perform those operations here, then this equation can be reduced to quadratic form very easily. So as I am being joined by my students, Sahil, if you are not able to visible, please, I think you need to check your internet connection, because this is the connection through which I have been live streaming every day. So there has not been any such problem till date. Okay. So I'll solve this question on the board with all the steps, and kindly follow the steps because subsequent questions have to be solved by you. Now, the first step in solving such an equation is to take the LCM on the left hand side. Now see, this x is actually x upon 1. So if you take the LCM, 1 into x is x. And remember students, those who are not comfortable in taking LCM of these kind of expressions, they should remember the step which I am telling you just now. 1 into x is x, and in the numerator just cross multiply. X into x is x square. In the middle you have this sign minus, and 1 into 1 is 1. And on the RHS you have 3. So the first step is to convert this question into a single fraction like this by taking the LCM. So once you do this, next step is to cross multiply. This 3 can be written as 3 upon 1, and now cross multiply. So if you multiply it by 1, this will become x square minus 1, and equal to, if you multiply this by x, then this becomes 3x. And now 3x should be brought here because this is a standard form of the quadratic equation. So in the RHS, there should be a 0. So 3x will come this side and become minus 3x, and minus 1 is already here. So now you can just see that we have converted the given question into the standard form of a quadratic equation, which is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this equation resembles that particular equation which I have written on the top. In the meanwhile, I have some doubts. Ishmeen, repeat. Okay, you have joined late, I think. I'll surely do it. Nitin, I'll do it later. Just let me complete this question. Read. This formula is fixed for every this type of sum. It is not a formula, Read. It is a method. It is a method. It is not a formula. Okay. Most of you who have joined me just now, they want me to repeat. So I will surely do it. There's someone who is giving the mobile number. I'll have to block you. I'm sorry to say that. This is not the channel for publicizing. Okay. So once you get the quadratic form, next step is to try to split the middle term of this equation and solve it, factorize it. But here you see we cannot have two numbers whose sum is minus 3 and product is minus 1. We cannot have any two such numbers. So those who have not seen the previous live streams, they should know the method of using the quadratic formula. So for their benefit, I am repeating that method once more here, how to solve this equation whose middle term cannot be split. So for this, now just see the coefficient of x square and call it a. So a is 1, the coefficient of x call it b, and the constant term call it c. And then find the quantity d discriminant. I'm sure those who have joined today itself, they will be feeling uncomfortable because we have already done this quadratic formula in previous live streams. But I'm trying my best to tell you the basics also so that you can understand what is going on the board. So discriminant, the formula for the discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Now you have to find this value for this equation. Just substitute the values minus 3 square minus 4 into 1 into minus 1. So the discriminant comes out to be 9 plus 4, that is 13. So for every quadratic equation, you have a discriminant. After you find the discriminant, we have to use the quadratic formula. Yeah, see, those who have followed the channel, they are giving me the value of the discriminant as 13. So anyone who is not getting answer 13, he or she has to check the value of the discriminant. I have done it on the board. It is 13. After this, next step is to find the value of x using the formula minus b plus minus root d by 2a. For the benefit of those who have joined in today only, let me tell you that this formula is known as the quadratic formula, which is used to find the roots of the equation whose middle term cannot be factorized. So in previous classes, you have just heard of the middle term splitting method of solving such equations, but in 10th class, you have three methods of solving such equations. So x is equal to minus b plus minus root d by 2a. Just put the values here. See b, the value of b is minus 3. So just put minus 3 plus minus root d discriminant. We just now found out 13 upon 2a. The a value is 1. So here we have the answer 3 minus minus becomes plus 3 plus minus root 13 cannot be simplified upon 2. So we have the two answers here, because every quadratic equation has two answers. The value of x is 3 plus minus under root 13 by 2, and this cannot be factorized further because under root 13 is irrational and non factorizable further. So the answer for the question is x is equal to 3 plus minus under root 13 upon 2. Let's have one more question, because I know many of you wanted me to repeat. Rinali, sir, make a live stream on class 10th trigonometric chapter. Rinali, kindly see the playlist on the channel. You will find a playlist called trigonometry. There are 10-12 videos on the entire class 10th trigonometry. You see them by sequence, you will learn the entire chapter, I am sure. And if you wanted a live to be done on live stream, kindly wait, because I am following chapter wise. So we have already done 2 chapters. This is the chapter on quadratic equation. Okay, so many of you have got the right answer, but very less of you are participating, because I know the students who have joined in today only, they will not be understanding what is going on the board. But I'm trying my best. Follow the second question. I am sure you will get it. Now we will have one more question, and we will complicate now. The question will be little bit more complicated now. So this is question number 2. We have 1 upon x plus 4. So this is the first fraction given, minus 1 upon x minus 7 equal to 11 upon 30. So this is the second question which I am going to do on board. Students, those who have not followed, kindly see I am doing all the steps all over again. Sir, it is important to perform the quadratic formula after solving sum. Without quadratic formula, you cannot find the roots if the middle term cannot be factorized. Okay, so let's get on with this question. See, students, whenever you have to take the LCM of two fractions, two given fractions, then do not worry. Just write the upon sign, then multiply the two denominators, x plus 4 and x minus 7 in the denominator, and in the numerator just cross multiply. So 1 is to be multiplied by x minus 7. In the middle you have a negative sign, so 1 is to be multiplied by x plus 4. So the numerator here multiplied by the denominator here, minus sign in between, numerator here multiplied by the denominator here. So this is the cross multiplication to be done in the numerator, and in the denominator you have the two denominators multiplied together. Very important step, and most of the students go wrong in the first step itself. These type of questions, if you do the first step correct, then you are likely to solve it correctly for the entire steps. So 11 by 30, and now open all the brackets. So all the brackets have to be removed from this. So 1 into this x minus 7, and we have a negative sign, so signs will change. And in the denominator, just multiply them, x square minus 7x plus 4x minus 28 equal to 11 upon 30. Now you see in the numerator x gets cancelled. You have minus 11 upon x square minus 3x minus 28 equal to 11 upon 30. So see, the question which was given is getting simplified now, and after this very easy step, just cancel out this common factor in the numerator, because 11 is the common factor. So this question becomes minus 1 upon x square minus 3x minus 28 equal to 1 upon 30. So I have cancelled out the common factor 11 in the numerators. And now cross multiply. So 1 into this is x square minus 3x minus 28 is equal to minus 1 into 30 is minus 30. X square minus 3x, and minus 30 comes this side, because in the RHS we need a 0. So in order to make the RHS 0, we have to bring all the terms from the RHS to the LHS. So negative 30 becomes plus 30, and here we have the quadratic form x square minus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. Okay, students, let me take your doubts. Any doubt till here, whatever I've done on the board, because till here, whatever you have done should be clear in order to proceed further. Any doubts? Karthik Giri, kindly concentrate on the topic in hand, otherwise, I'll have to block you. This is not a channel for interacting among yourselves, please. Baljinder, please be careful. Shri Shyam, you want me to repeat that? Okay, I'll do it. How did 11 get cancelled? In the numerators, if you have the same term, you can cancel it out. If you have the single term, same term. After the third step. Okay, the third step. So minus 7 minus 4 became minus 11. So 11 can be cancelled because they are single terms. So minus 1 and 1 comes in the numerator and then you cross multiply. Okay, many of you have already done it. So that's great. Just as I am waiting for the answer, many of you are giving me the answer. So it's quite good. Okay, Vishesh, I'll just get on with this one. Just waiting for my students to grasp this much. I've done the repetition part 2 times. So let me get on with this now. Now, this equation, so students who are trying to hint that I have to repeat, I will do it in the next question also, don't worry, because the fourth question will be for you. So now you can split the middle term. First of all, you have to try to split the middle term of the obtained quadratic equation. But if you cannot split the middle term, then you apply the quadratic formula. So in this case, you can split the middle term x square minus 2x minus x plus 2 equal to 0. So x common x minus 2 minus 1 common x minus 2 equal to 0. So x minus 2 is one factor and x minus 1 is the other factor. So put them separately equal to 0. You get x equal to 2 as the first answer. And if you put the second factor equal to 0, then you get x equal to 1 as the other factor. So now you see you have the two answers already. Many of you have given me that answer, and I'm glad so many of you have followed what I have told you in the last two live streamings. So 2 and 1 is the answer you get after solving this equation reducible to quadratic form. Students, kindly note that this is not a quadratic equation, but if you take the LCM and then cross multiply, then you obtain a quadratic equation which you can solve either by splitting the middle term or you can try to apply the quadratic formula if your middle term is not splittable. Okay, so no more doubts, I think. So let me get on with the third question. The third question In the third question, I have one more such question in which two fractions are being added. Now let me write it for you. This is 2x minus 3 upon x minus 2 plus 2x minus 7 upon x minus 4 equal to 16 upon 3. Okay. Now students, kindly follow the same steps and try to form the quadratic equation out of this. Take the LCM and try to form a quadratic equation. Just waiting for you to solve this one. Take the LCM. I'm sure many of you will get the right answer now because once you follow the steps which I have told you in the previous two questions, you will be solving it very easily. Okay. In the meanwhile, I'll do it on the board also very slowly so that you can tally your answer from this. So everyone who wanted me to repeat can now follow the steps which I am doing on board. In the denominator, you have x minus 2 and x minus 4. Those have to be multiplied in the denominator here. And in the numerator, you have to cross multiply. See, 2x minus 3 will get multiplied by x minus 4, the denominator. And in the middle, you have plus sign. So you will write the plus sign. Then numerator here, 2x minus 7 will get multiplied by x minus 2 is equal to 16 upon 3. Very important step, friends. And please verify from the board whether you have got this step right or not. Only then proceed with the steps further. And those who don't know how to find the LCM of such fractions, you have to multiply the denominators to get the denominator here and then cross multiply in the numerator. Now you have to remove the brackets. So every bracket which is seen here has to be removed. So I am multiplying it now. You get 2x square minus 8x minus 3x plus 12 plus 2x square minus 4x minus 7x plus 14 upon, in the denominator also you can multiply the two factors which are given, x square minus 4x minus 2x plus 8, and on the RHS you have 16 upon 3, that will remain the same. Now see, we have removed all the brackets. Please carry on comparing your steps with the steps which I have done on the board. Hardik is already giving me a quadratic equation, 4x square minus 27x minus 2. So we will verify whether the equation you have given is correct or not. So the equation you gave seems to have some error there, Hardik. Please try to find out that error, because I am getting a different equation here. Rajveer, it's been 25 minutes I have started the live stream, so you are very late. Don't do that, because it is useless to join in between, because you will not understand anything from the middle. You have to view the video all over again offline. Okay, now when you see the factors in the numerator here, just see what all factors are the common factors and convert them into a single factor. See, 2x square here and 2x square becomes 4x square. And if you see, there are number of terms containing x. Minus 8 minus 3 is minus 11. Minus 11 and minus 11 gives minus 22. So you have the four terms added together, and that has yielded minus 22x. 12 plus 14 is 26. And in the denominator, x square minus, now here also two factors can be combined to give 6x plus 8 equal to 16 upon 3. After this step, the next step is to cross multiply. So if we cross multiply now, you will get 16 into x square minus 6x plus 8 and 3 into 4x square minus 22x plus 26. So remove the brackets again. You are going to have 16x square minus 16 into 6 is 96x plus 8 6 are 48, 8 4 carry, 8 1 are 8 plus 4 12, 128 equal to 12x square minus 66x plus 78. So here we have terms on the RHS also. All the terms from the RHS are to be shifted to the LHS. So 16 minus 12, 4x square minus 96 plus 66. So minus 96 plus 66, you have to subtract, it gives you minus 30. And 128 minus 78 gives you 50. So this is the quadratic equation which is formed. And students, you can see there is a common factor in the three terms which I have obtained. Just see 4, 30 and 50, they are all divisible by 2. So we can cancel out the common factor 2 from this. So you get 2x square minus 15x plus 25 equal to 0. Now this is the quadratic equation which was required to be framed. So kindly check if you have done till here whether you have got the same quadratic equation or not. So if you have got the same quadratic equation, very well done. If you have not got that quadratic equation, then kindly see which step you have committed error, because the next question will be for you. Ravindra, yeah, if there is a common factor, yeah, we have to remove that common factor, because in the RHS you have a 0. So you can divide by that common factor throughout. You can't simplify any further. What happened, Marina? Just see the steps on the board. Shankar Reddy, please cancel out the common factor 2. So those who have got the same answer, very well done. Now try to split the middle term. Now 2x square. See, we need two factors whose sum is minus 15 and product is 50. Very simple. 10 and 5. So split the middle term. 2x square minus 10x minus 5x plus 25 equal to 0. Take common. 2x x minus 5 minus 5 x minus 5 equal to 0. So you have the two factors x minus 5 and 2x minus 5. Put them separately equal to 0. X minus 5 is 0, becomes x equal to 5. And 2x minus 5 equal to 0 gives you 2x equal to 5, or x equal to 5 upon 2. So you have the two answers, x equal to 5 and x equal to 5 upon 2. Students, kindly see on the board, the entire question is solved for your convenience, and just check from the given procedure whether you have got the same answer, same steps or not. Your answer should be 5 and 5 upon 2 as suggested by many of you. Sachin, yeah, you got that right. Ramesh Patra, you got to join at 7:30 please for all the live streamings. So most of you are getting that answer now, but you need to get the answer when I am not doing on the board. So that is the time when you will be tested. And the next question will be for you. So students, gear up for the next question. I'll be waiting for your answer of the quadratic equation. Okay, so let's have the next question on the board. This is question number 4. This time we will have a question in which the terms are comparatively simpler, and let me give it to you. This is x plus 1 upon x minus 1 plus x minus 2 upon x plus 2 equal to 3. Students, kindly let me know what is the quadratic equation which you get on simplifying this equation. So I'm waiting for your responses now. I'll do it on the board after someone of you have given me the answer. I want to know what is the quadratic equation you obtain. Just waiting for your response. Many of the students have just come for a minute and they went away. I can see people who are here for the entire video. I am sure they will be greatly benefited. So I need an answer of the quadratic equation which you obtain by simplifying this equation reducible to quadratic form. In the meanwhile, I request all the viewers on the live stream to like the video, please. Just click on the like button once. Ramandeep Kaur, this is not the right time to join in, Ramandeep. It's already been 30 minutes of live streaming. You won't be able to follow anything from here. The time of live streaming is 7:30 p.m. Thanks for clicking the like button. Those who have not done it, kindly do it. And those who have not subscribed to the channel, please do the subscription part just now, because under the video you will be finding the subscribe button, and along with that there will be a bell shaped icon. Click on that bell shaped icon so that you get all the notifications which I keep on posting on the channel. Okay, so I have some answers here. There are some answers of the quadratic question obtained by my viewers. Mm, so nanny x square plus 3x minus 2, you need to check that please. X square, Hardik, x square plus 3x minus 10. I'm glad one answer is correct there. The first one to give the right answer, Hardik, well done. Sahil Garg, please check your quadratic question. You have committed some error. Again, that minus 10 is wrong. X square plus 3x minus, yeah, minus 3x is wrong, Suri Nani. So minus 3x is wrong. Marina, you have got the constant term wrong. Please check. Plus, minus 2 is not the right answer. So now you see people who have got the quadratic question right, they are getting the answer also now. And this is the amount of time taken. There should not be more than this. You know, if you are taking more time than this, then I think there is some wrong with the fundamentals. So x square plus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. X square plus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation which you should obtain if you have done the entire steps correctly. And now you can split the middle term very easily, because 5 minus 2 gives you 3 and 5 into minus 2 gives you minus 10. So x square plus 5x minus 2x minus 10 equal to 0. So x common, x plus 5 minus 2 common, x plus 5 equal to 0. So you have the common factor x plus 5 and the remaining part x minus 2. Put them separately equal to 0. You will get the two answers. So x equal to minus 5 and x equal to 2. Now this is the answer which was expected to be given by my audience. Many of you are giving me the right answer now, because the answer has been done on the board. And I think if I can view correctly, the first answer which I have got is Shivam Sasdeva. I think you got 2, and I don't know whether you have written that minus 5 or underscore. If you have written that 5, then your answer was the first correct answer. Followed by Hardik, you got that wrong, I think, again. Minus 5, yeah, it's minus 5 only. So Shivam Sasdeva, well done. Hardik, yeah, well done. Shivam, yeah, I got that. I think you posted it twice. Baljinder, I don't know whether you have written that minus 2. Simrat, 2 and 5 is wrong. Marina, you got that right. Amrinder, Ravinder, yeah. Now most of you are getting that right now. Okay. So let's have the fifth question now. I will complicate the question a little bit now, because Now we need to solve some questions which are little bit tougher, not much, but little bit. Okay, now the question is the fifth question. 3x minus 4 upon 2x plus 4 plus x plus 5 upon 3x minus 5 equal to 29 upon 4. So students, this is a question for you now. 3x minus 4 upon 2x plus 4 plus x plus 5 upon 3x minus 5 equal to 29 upon 4. Let me know the quadratic equation which you will obtain on solving this one. I'm waiting for the audience to complete this question. In the meanwhile, I'll write one more question on the board, which you can do later. This can be done as homework. 2x plus 3, 4x plus 3, plus 3x plus 5, 4x minus 2 equal to 2. Question number 6, which I have written on the board, is for you to solve when you are offline, and you can compare your answer which I am writing on board here. The answer for this question is 3 comma minus 7 by 12. So students, I have written one question on the board, just copy it, and you don't need to solve it right now. When you go offline, you can practice using this question. Vidhi, what happened? You are talking about the previous question, I think. Okay, you can show me the answer tomorrow. I'll make the necessary correction. Get on with the next one. Don't worry about that question. I'll make that correction. Get on with the next one. So I'm waiting for the viewers to give me the quadratic equation for the fifth question. In the meanwhile, I'll try and solve that fifth question. This is for homework. Don't do this. This is for homework. I am doing this solution. So you have two factors, 2x plus 4 and 3x minus 5. And in the numerator, 3x minus 4 has to be multiplied by 3x minus 5. And x plus 5 to be multiplied by 2x plus 4. And in the RHS, you have 29 upon 4. So open the brackets. 9x square minus 15x minus 12x plus 20 plus 2x square plus 4x plus 10x plus 20 upon 6x square minus 10x plus 12x minus 20, and in the RHS you have 29 upon 4. So now convert it into single items. So 9x square plus 2x square is 11x square minus 27 plus 14 is minus 13, and 20 plus 20 is 40. In the denominator you have 6x square plus 2x minus 20 equal to 29 upon 4. Now viewers, you can cross multiply this, or if you can see we have a common factor in the denominator here 2. I will cancel that 2 with this 4. So the equation will be simplified. So 11x square minus 13x plus 40 upon, see I am dividing this by 2. So 3x square plus x minus 10, and in the RHS it will become 29 upon 2. Viewers, I have cancelled factor 2 from the denominator on the LHS and RHS. Now you can cross multiply this and obtain a simple quadratic equation. Now I am doing it here. 29 into 3 is 87 x square plus 29x minus 290 equal to 2 into this 22x square minus 26x plus 80. So now bring all the terms on the left hand side. So 87 minus 22 is 65 x square. So 29 and plus 26, 55 x and minus 290 minus 80 is minus 370 equal to 0. So here we obtain a quadratic equation which contains a common factor 5. So we need to cancel that common factor also. So 13x square plus 11x minus, if you divide this by 5, you get 7, 4 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation which I wanted you to frame, but I don't think there are many takers for that because this was little tough, but you should have solved it. I expected at least one of you to give me the answer, but okay, it's okay. You can see it from the board and verify where you went wrong. And after this, if you solve this using the method of splitting the middle term or by using the quadratic formula, the answer which you should get, that answer I can just write it on the board for you. You can verify from the board your steps. In the meanwhile, I look for the answer. Just check whether you got those steps right or not. Please check the steps which I have done on the board. Your answer should be 2 and minus 37 upon 13. So x should be equal to 2 and minus 37 upon 13. So I am leaving that middle term splitting part for you because we need to save time, because there is one last question also which we need to do. Yeah, it is difficult to factorize, Paramveer. We need to practice this. And any question which is difficult to factorize, please use quadratic formula. That is why quadratic formula is made, because for large numbers, you need to factorize it using the quadratic formula. Ravinder, sir, it is compulsory to take common factor, or if we will not take, our answer will be wrong. No, your answer will not be wrong, but at some other stage, you will get that common factor. You can cancel it later also, but if you cancel it at an early stage, obviously your calculations will be less. Okay, viewers, final question for today. I have given you one question for homework, the sixth question, and now we have the seventh question, very important question, which has been asked in board exams many times. So, viewers, get on with this one. 1 upon a plus b plus x equal to 1 upon a plus 1 upon b plus 1 upon x. Students, a very important question for board exams, and I am sure if you practice this method you will get this one also. Okay, students, please concentrate on this question, very important question. I am doing it on the board for your convenience. Now see, in this question we have two terms which contain x. In this term there is a x, and in this term also there is a x. So we need to shift the two terms which contain a x on the left hand side. So 1 upon a plus b plus x, and this plus 1 upon x will come this side to become minus 1 upon x, and remaining part will be as it is. So I have shifted the terms containing x on the left hand side. Marina, please get on with this one. Very important question. We can check that later also. My intention is to tell you the methods so that whatever comes in exam you can solve it directly. Okay. So now I am taking LCM on the LHS and on the RHS separately. In the denominator, I have two factors. One is x and one is a plus b plus x. So both the factors will come in the denominator like this. And in the numerator, just cross multiply 1 into x minus 1 into a plus b plus x. In the RHS also a into b and 1 into b plus 1 into a. So on both sides, I have taken the LCM. X minus, I am removing all the brackets now. So in the numerator here, x and minus x gets cancelled, and see remaining part, minus sign is common, so we have a plus b, and in the denominator x square plus ax plus bx. In the numerator here we have a plus b and upon ab. Now see students, if we cross multiply now, it will be a big mistake because we have a common factor in the numerator. Here we have a plus b and here also we have a plus b. So a plus b can be cancelled. So remaining part is minus 1 upon x square plus ax plus b x equal to 1 upon ab. And now things become very easy because now you just need to cross multiply and convert it into a quadratic equation. So I am cross multiplying. See, when you multiply this by 1, you get x square plus ax plus bx equal to, when you multiply minus 1 by AB, it is minus AB. Now bring this minus AB this side because we need to have a 0 in the RHS. And now the middle term is already split. You can just take common into two factors. From this you can take x common, x plus a will be left behind. From this you can take b common, x plus a will be left behind. And now we have x plus a as the common factor and x plus b as the other factor. You can just put them separately equal to 0. You will get your two answers. The first one is x equal to minus a and the second one is x equal to minus b. A very important question for boards and students. Please see the steps which I have followed. This question should be learned by heart also, and there should not be at more than 2 minutes time taken to solve this question in board exams, because if you take more than 2 minutes, then obviously things will get worse when you solve questions of 5 marks. So students, I hope you have understood the live stream which I have done today, and at least a very important part will be covered if you have followed the live stream today. So I wish and expect that students who have not followed this will view the video offline and try to understand the steps which I have done. Any doubts? Okay, most of the students know that this was the last question, so they're already signing off. So it's fine. So it was a pleasure bringing this live stream to you because this is a very important concept, and I am very glad that many of you have followed and participated actively in the live stream. Thanks for watching. God bless you all, and good night.